So it's week 9. The Carolina Panthers will be taking on the New England Patriots. Now, this game will have a whole different identity than what we thought it might have at the beginning of the season when the schedule came out. We thought this was going to be the Cam Newton revenge game, coming back to Bank of America Stadium to place his older team, but that's why they play the game, is what they say. Cam Newton is no longer with the team. He's a free agent, and now we trade places. Stephon Gilmore was traded to the Panthers, and now Stephon Gilmore will have a revenge game against his former team in the Patriots. So a whole nother storyline that flipped this thing around, but hey, that's why they play the game, man. It's the NFL. But in this video, we're going to preview the matchup between these two teams and tell you some things to pay attention to. I'm going to give my score prediction at the end, so make sure you stay around to the end because I'm probably going to be right. So make sure you hang around to the end and give me your score prediction also. But let me introduce myself. My name is Aaron Duncan with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. And on here, I start every video by saying, "What up, dude?" And on this channel, I give recap and analysis of the NFL in particular. I show a little extra love to the Carolina Panthers, of course. So if you want to see more videos about the NFL and the Carolina Panthers, make sure you are subscribed and hit the bell icon. When you hit the bell icon, make sure you hit all notifications because that way you get all the notifications whenever I drop a video. Sometimes it trips out because I do live streams. I do videos on a regular, updating about games and previewing games, recapping games, all kind of analysis and film breakdowns. So if you don't want to miss any of that stuff and all the craziness that goes on with this Panthers team on a regular basis, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. Also, stop what you're doing, give the video a thumbs up because it doesn't cost you a thing. It only takes one little second to hit that thumbs up button, but it helps me out a lot. So I really appreciate you guys if you do that because it helps me out in the algorithm and spreading I get the words out. But let me know down below in the comments, what are you going to be looking at in this matchup this week between the Patriots and the Panthers? And at the end of the video, also give me your score prediction. Let me know how you feel about this game. How do you think it's going to turn out? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, both teams will be coming in at 4-4 this year on the season, and they're kind of similar in the way that they're built. Two good defenses, suspect kind of quarterbacks. They want to commit to the running game lately and kind of pound it in and stay balanced and minimize the mistakes by the quarterback and find a way to win and win kind of ugly if they have to. The Patriots, in my opinion, has pretty much overachieved this year being at 4-4. They have some quality wins, but they also have some close losses to some good teams like the Cowboys and the Buccaneers, of course, but they also have some bad losses to a team like the Dolphins, who's not that great. Nevertheless, Mac Jones is coming in, the rookie quarterback, seems to have pretty good success. This guy is he translated to the NFL a little bit better than I did. A lot of people have been debating, would he be this good on any other team? That's neither here nor there. But these guys are a good all-around team, well coached, typical Bill Belichick type of stuff. Offense, run the ball, establish the run early, don't let the quarterback make too many mistakes, prevent turnovers. Defense is going to be solid. Special teams is going to be solid, play good with the field position. Good all-around team. Matt Rule even talked about today, the Panthers head coach, how the Patriots are built like a team they kind of want to be like. They want to be able to play great defense, run the ball, play mistake-free football, win ugly if they have to, win the field position game and special teams, and see what happens towards the end. If you stay fundamentally sound and don't beat yourself, typically you're going to win games. And that's kind of the recipe for success for Bill Belichick now as he tries to bring his rookie quarterback along. Now, when it comes to Mac Jones, the key to this game will be trying to get after him and put pressure on him. He's been well coached by Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick to get the ball out quick. This guy is top 10 in the NFL when it comes to time to throw, meaning he's getting the ball out of his hands very quickly, whether it's finding a receiver downfield or finding his outlet. He is going to try not to take sacks. He's going to try not to make mistakes under pressure. He wants to get rid of the ball. He always knows where his outlet is, and that's been preventing him from making those mistakes and putting the defense in unfavorable positions. But it's been a recipe for success for them. What they try to do is come out and establish the run early. That's exactly what they did last week against the Chargers. They pounded the rock, pounded the rock, pounded the rock, set up play action behind it to any one of the receivers. They don't have a favorite receiver. He pretty much spreads the ball around and gets the tight ends involved also, and Jonnu Smith, and Hunter Henry. So it's really hard to key on one particular person. So it's going to be key for that Panthers established front four, who's been getting pressure on a lot of people, including Matt Ryan last week, to try to get quick initial pressure on Mac Jones, because if you don't win with your initial rush, the ball's probably going to be gone. It's also going to be big on getting those hands up. Derek Brown on the inside, Morgan Fox on the inside, getting in those passing lanes. So we will see if they can take advantage and get to Mac Jones early enough to make it a problem. But I think it's going to be starting and ending with the Panthers' ability to try to stop the run if they're going to win this game, because that's exactly what they want to do: play ball control, keep the opposing offense off the field, keep their defense rested. They can't. It's a simple recipe, but if you play mistake-free football, stick to the fundamentals, it's a recipe for decent success. And you see what they've been able to do early with Mac Jones until he's able to get his legs underneath them and start unleashing the offense a little bit more. Another thing I'll be looking for to they're going to need to dictate the tempo when it comes to the Carolina Panthers. So that means winning on first down, giving up minimum yards to put them in unfavorable positions offensively, keep them behind the chains, make Mac Jones play outside of what he wants to do. He's not a scrambler. He's not moving around. He's a statue in the pocket. So if you put him in predictable situations where they have to obvious pass situations like that, you can really get after him and give our front four time, because I like the way our secondary matches up with the Patriots wide receivers, because they don't have really anybody that can really blow you away. You do have Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, of course, and Jacoby Myers, but with guys like Dante Jackson, AJ Bouye, Stephon Gilmore, there should be no problem in locking up these guys. The only concern I may be having is the tight end matchups, but I think Jeremy Chin can be up to the task. And as I alluded to earlier, special teams-wise, the Patriots use field position to really put Mac Jones in favorable positions offensively. Their returner, Ochevsky, I can't even pronounce his name, I guess, Ochevsky, he is pretty good. Last week versus the Chargers, multiple good returns to set them up in good field position to make it easier for the offense to be able to stay balanced with the run game, the play action, and take some shots when they want to. So that's going to be the key. Field position is another thing which the Panthers have struggled because of their punter being on IR, Joseph Charlton, and them trying to find their way there, obviously. So being able to play complementary football, even including the special teams, will be key. Let's flip it around to the other side, because we don't know what the status is of Sam Darnold at this point, because he suffered a concussion last week versus the Atlanta Falcons, but he also had an injury to his throwing shoulder. Now, we know Sam Darnold has a history going against the Pats, as he's 0-3 in his career since he used to be in the division against them, and he had the infamous seeing ghost games against the Patriots defense. So limited practice, not 100% healthy. It seems like a recipe for disaster. So it could be P.J. Walker's time to start. Now, P.J. Walker, not highly experienced. He does have a start in his career last year, getting a win against the Lions, but the defense did most of the heavy lifting, as was a shutout, and P.J. Walker had some good deep throws to DJ Moore, but the red zone is when the decision-making kind of can suffer. The P.J. Walker can be a little erratic at times, but the same reason that he's erratic is the same reason that he can be electric. We have yet to see it translate completely from the XFL to the NFL, but he has a very live arm. He just needs to realize when to be able to take some stuff off of it at times. Now, the status of Christian McCaffrey, well, that's the big debate. He just came off of IR from being 3 weeks for the soft tissue hamstring. He's practicing this week, but I don't think the coaches will force it. If they feel like he can go, they'll maybe give him a shot. I think he'll be a game-time decision, but it will really be up to what kind of workload would they be giving him. Could they give him the Stephon Gilmore treatment where they only give him 17 plays? I think that would be enough to really help everybody just feel a lot more confident and comfortable going into this game. So I think even a little bit of Christian McCaffrey can do wonders no matter who's at quarterback, but especially if Sam Darnold's in there, because Christian McCaffrey is the ultimate safety blanket. It makes the defense change the way they defend the team on a whole new level. I'm kind of liking how the Panthers have been keeping it under wraps if Christian McCaffrey will actually go or not, keeping it pretty much par for the course how it's been the past few weeks when he was hurt. And it was a game-time decision. That way, the Patriots do not know what to prepare for, because when Christian McCaffrey is in the lineup, he dictates all these coverages. You're not allowed to play man coverage, because if you try to guard him man out of the backfield, he's going to beat single coverage every time. And if you do get up on him too close, there's DJ Moore going across the middle and over the top for his opportunities there, which is part of the reason why DJ Moore has been pretty slow thus far, because everybody knows when Christian McCaffrey's down in there, Sam Darnold's favorite target is DJ Moore. He doesn't really spread the ball around that much. So being able to get Christian McCaffrey will pay dividends for everybody on offense, not just the quarterback, but it will help the tight ends, the wide receivers, and just the confidence of the team in general, knowing you have an elite talent on the field like Christian McCaffrey. But it will be on the shoulders of P.J. Walker. Like I said, P.J. Walker can get a little bit too live with his arms, so that'll be something to pay attention to. He'll have to be careful and cautious with the ball, be accurate, don't throw too hot, because the Panthers have led the league in drops thus far, and that's coming from Sam Darnold. So somebody who's throwing a lot harder than him could be a whole different story. Any tip passes, the Patriots will be there to take advantage of that, because they are very disciplined when it comes to zone, but they also can play man. They can play any type of coverage you want to, and they change it up on a week-to-week basis because they put their game plans together based on their opponent. Last week against the Chargers, tip passes. inaccurate passes, and the Patriots were sitting in those zone coverages, they were able to take advantage every time because they saw the ball when they were bad passes or when they went off the receiver's hands. So that is something to pay attention to, with the Panthers having a ton of drops on the season and the Patriots being able to take advantage of those tip passes and getting easy turnovers, because the turnover battle, I think, is going to be the deciding factor in this game. If they can contain the Mac Jones led running game and the passing game, I think the Panthers could be all right defensively, but it's going to be up to the offense to be able to get the running game established like they did last week, getting Matthew Judon under control. I know he could probably be matched up with Cam Irving, which the Panthers fans would sound like a disaster, but there's different things they can do to mitigate it, especially running the ball like they did last week is the case. So I'm really excited to see how the Panthers will approach this game plan, with the possibility of Christian McCaffrey being in and the possibility of P.J. Walker not playing. But regardless, the Panthers are going to have to go to the run. They're going to have to be patient with it like they were last week. Every run is not going to be a big run because this defense is tough. But if you pop one here or there, use all the backs you got to keep them off balance with fresh legs and changes of pace, I think they can continue to run the ball and stay balanced like they've tried to do, like Matt Rule had talked about over these past few weeks. So let's talk about my prediction for this game, because this is a home game for the Panthers. They shook that losing streak off by beating the Falcons last week on the road. I think they can get a win this week. It could be ugly. So my prediction is going to be the 20-16 Panthers. I think that the defense is going to be able to get to Mac Jones and affect him. They're going to stop the running game enough, and I think Stephon Gilmore gets a pick this game in revenge against his former team, rubbing it in Bill Belichick's face, showing them why they shouldn't have doubted him because of his injury, and showing them that he's capable of being the defensive player of the year like he was in 2019. So 20-16 Panthers. Let's get this win this week, man. You guys let me know your score prediction down below in the comments. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do it now, man. I drop content like this all the time, including film breakdowns and other stuff like I already told you. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.